What's up, y'all? So after 24 years, we finally have a new live-action Mortal Kombat movie. But does it live up to the hype? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Top Shelf Nerdom, where I bring you commentary and reviews for multiple forms of entertainment, covering sci-fi, horror, superheroes, and all sorts of nerdy goodness. So Mortal Kombat is out both in theaters and on HBO Max until May 23rd. It is of course based on the long-running video game franchise. They've been trying to get this project going for so long now, I actually stopped listening to any of the rumors. But like a vengeful revenant, this thing crawled its way out of developmental hell. So how is it? I'll keep this mostly spoiler-free and we'll get into the spoilers later. A lot of people will call this movie mediocre because in a lot of ways it really is. But it does enough things just right to keep it fun and watchable, and to keep it a treat for fans of the games. The casting is spot on. Everyone at least looks the part. Joe Taslim is perfect as Sub-Zero. You might know him from The Raid. He's an excellent martial artist. His imposing presence and the depiction of his power in his fight scenes were all just superb. Along with the freezing effects, I thought the ice in his soul actually came across. Sub-Zero is without a doubt the best developed character. The movie knows this and practically builds itself around him. Hiroyuki Sanada is also dream casting for Hanzo Hasashi, aka Scorpion. This guy's a legendary actor in Japan, but he's to the point where you've certainly seen him in a lot of American productions. He really classes up any project that he's in, but the breakout star is Josh Lawson as Kano. All the great dialogue and all the charisma went right to this guy. So much so that Kano is the reason I'm giving this movie a B instead of a C. Louis Tan plays the main protagonist, Cole Young. He's okay despite being very blandly written. As an actor, I think Louis Tan has been very underutilized, and I'm really glad to actually see him making his big mainstream break in this movie. Jin Han as Shang Tsung was way better than I expected. You might remember him from The Dark Knight. He may not have the regal presence of Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa, but he makes up for it with extreme unholiness. The creepy effects constantly going on with his eyes and his voice made it seem like he was just oozing dark magic. Jessica McNamee and Mehcad Brooks are good as Sonya Blade and Jax respectively. I really like their dynamic. Raiden might have been the most boring one of the group. Everyone looks exactly like their character, or they get a chance to shine with their special moves or a fatality or just some really good scenes. The movie overall wears its R rating very well. The musical score was disappointingly generic, except for the few times they played the classic Mortal Kombat melody. In general, this movie was a lot of fun, and I would totally watch it again. Let's get into spoilers though. Ludi Lin looks exactly like Liu Kang. You might remember him from Power Rangers, or as Anthony Mackie's avatar in that one episode of Black Mirror, the one where shit got really uncomfortable with his best friend from college. The depiction of Liu Kang's bicycle kick and his fire powers, that was all excellent. But unfortunately, he and Kung Lao were kinda two-dimensional. I like how they framed Liu Kang as the underdog to Kung Lao's heir apparent to their ancestors' legacy. I like Kung Lao's attitude and his fatality, but he also didn't really have enough depth. And Kung Lao's teleporting entrance, yeah, that was cool, but it's really not gonna age well. A lot of the CG in this movie is just not gonna age well. Let's talk about some of the lore they established here, particularly the idea of the Arcana. I would have preferred to see Kano with mechanical shit in his face, way more than it was important for me to see laser shooting out of his eye, but it was fine because Kano was generally awesome. But Jax's arms, that's a huge weak point in the movie. There's gotta be footage on a cutting room floor explaining what was going on with Jax's arms. So the introduction of the Arcana was a great touch. I love how this Mortal Kombat completely ran with the superpowers and the energy blasts. Most adaptations would downplay or omit these aspects, but now every single move and fireball in the game is up for grabs. This mostly works, but they also lean on the Arcana a little too much. So when Jax is suddenly walking around with these skeletal appendages, I wasn't sure if he grew them out of his stumps or if they were some sort of strange prosthetic that was grafted onto him. And if the magic of the Arcana allows you to grow new metal arms, it would make more sense if they had a sleek, articulated musculature like Colossus from the X-Men. But you're telling me he manifested cybernetic machinery? With circuitry and panels and all that? I like the look of the arms, but I would rather he have robot arms from a technological source if you're gonna go that route, you know? But whatever, he did his classic fatality, which is all you really want to see from Jax, along with him getting his arms torn off to begin with. The guy whose head he smashed, that was totally the son of Immortan Joe from Mad Max Fury Road. Just fun trivia. I would like to have seen more of Sissy Stringer as Melina. The effect on her mouth was pretty cool. Her and most of the villains were pretty underserved though. I didn't like Reptile being just some invisible dinosaur. It was a cool sequence, but also a wasted opportunity. Goro? Wow. Who knew he was that disposable? Cabal had a lot of personality. I would totally watch a series of just him and Kano. Small gripe here. For a ninja assassin, Sub-Zero has a weird habit of walking away before his victims are dead. I'm glad Cole's family wasn't frozen to death, but I'm not really sure why that was the case. All this said, I totally give Mortal Kombat a B-. It was a lot of fun. I would rewatch it. I would watch the sequels. Fans of the series will have their gripes, but ultimately I think they'll like this movie. But what did you think? Please leave a comment, express your opinion below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and turn on your notifications. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.